Hi, I'm Jeff Mackerly, and today on QuickTone Tips, we're going to talk about fuzz pedals and a little bit of an obsession of mine. I love the fuzz pedals. They are super difficult to use in many ways, so I want to talk a little bit about them and how they can sound good. For me, they sound especially great with the Stratocaster, and so I like using fuzzes with Strats. I think they sound amazing with Stratocasters. So there's two basic different kinds, and my headset dropped off. There are two basic different kinds. There is it's right here, a silicone fuzz, and then there is a germanium fuzz. I see silicone, potato, potato, depends on where your family's from. If you like the video, please subscribe and ring the bell, and let's check it out. So what's the difference between a silicone and a germanium fuzz? They sound a little different, but they still sound like fuzzes overall. They can react differently. Sometimes silicone fuzz gets more gain. The main difference I found in a practical way is the silicone fuzz remains consistent, where the germanium fuzz, that's the transistor that they use, is really temperature sensitive. So if you're on a gig and it gets really, really hot, it doesn't sound the same. So it's a little hot in my place here in Brooklyn because it's Brooklyn. And so I'm going to use a silicone fuzz today because my germanium fuzz, even though I got a little bias thing, they have a cool little bias thing on here, wasn't working so great because it was pretty dang hot in here. So silicone fuzz, we're going to check that out. Your preference, David Gilmour very often uses silicone. Hendrix changed to silicone during the Band of Gypsies period. Prior to that, he used germanium. They both sound great. Try them both out. You want both just because we're guitar players. So fuzzes. Let's take a look at a fuzz. Now, fuzzes are pretty tricky. Right here we have a silicone fuzz. The other kind of fuzz is a germanium fuzz. Germanium fuzzes, I think overall, I prefer the sound of. And this is all personal taste. But when it gets kind of warm, like it is here right now, the germanium transistor doesn't sound as good. So I switched over to the silicone fuzz, which kind of always sounds the same. So let's check it out. Here's my clean tone on my amp. Playing a Stratocaster. My favorite thing about a fuzz is when you roll back your guitar volume knob, watch how it cleans up. Oh yeah. So a lot of those Hendrix records, he had his fuzz on the whole time and rolled back his volume. Here's the neck pickup. Kick in that volume. Pull it back. Even a little more. So you get this great clean tone, sparkling top end. Roll that back up. Not even that much. It's almost like between like 7 and 8, or almost like 8. It doubles up. Check it out. I'm only turning the volume. I know you can't see it, but I'm turning it very little. And that's a great thing about a fuzz. Okay, hear that noise? Sometimes you turn your volume all the way down on a fuzz, you get some weird noise. So the real trick when you're playing a fuzz, especially live, is always turn it off when you're not using it. Right, so in between songs, when you turn your volume down, make sure that fuzz is off, or you're going to get all that kind of weird noise and interference. They can be pretty funky that way. So there you go. There is a general way to use a fuzz. Oh, one more thing. I have the gain kind of high. That's up to you. But I can always thinking about, I want to find that sweet spot when I roll it back. Rolling it back. Best part about a fuzz to me.